Hey guys, just wanted to make a quick video. This is for all you do-it-yourselfers or pro painters. I have an interesting problem that just occurred with a project that we've been working on the last few days at my home here in Tennessee. So we're painting our kitchen cabinets. We took all the doors off, we prepped them, we sanded them, we primed them, and then we put our first coat of paint. We're using Sherwin-Williams Pro Classic. It's a very nice paint. It comes highly rated. It's extremely hard. It's durable. But the first coat we sprayed on using an airless Graco gun. And that went very smoothly. It had a beautiful finish. It leveled off really nicely. We added a little bit of Floetrol just to make sure that we didn't have any leveling issues, or that make sure that it flowed through the gun properly. So anyway, that all went very smoothly, and these are the doors that we had coated. Now, I didn't spray these inside. We brought these in yesterday. I didn't want them outside overnight, so got the first coat on, and realized we were definitely going to have to do a second coat. So I had my wife go out and get another gallon. And we're doing two colors. So basically the top half of the kitchen is a pearl white, and the bottom half of the kitchen is this gray color. It's kind of hard to see. It's almost like a sagey gray, whatever. Anyway, my wife picked it out. She likes it. So long story short, I got to spraying the second coat, and I got to about the seventh door, and I realized, I looked back and I'm like, wow, what's going on here? And as you can see with the lighting, all these little dimples started to appear on my project, all over the doors, all over the surfaces. And of course, right away I stopped painting, and so I immediately go to, well, it must be either operator error, maybe there's some particulates in the paint. So we went ahead and strained the paint again, and of course, I'm thinking, well, maybe it's the Floetrol. Maybe I had an issue with the Floetrol this time because it's from another gallon. So everything is new. So it's kind of hard to ascertain what the issue is, right? Is it the paint? Is it the Floetrol? Is it the surface? Because we painted this once already. You would think that we shouldn't have any problem with adherence with the second coat. We shot it within less than 24 hours of the first coat. So thinking, well, okay, well, what could the problem be? So I had to go through a process of elimination. Luckily, I had an unopened can of the gray. I started with the white because I already had that, ran that through the gun once. So I took what I had, the remaining balance of the white. I ran it through another strainer to make sure there were no fine particulates that were pushing through the gun. The gun was cleaned, and I just applied it on with a brush this time onto a surface, actually onto one of these doors, and right away I started to get these little tiny micro bubbles, and then they would go away, and then it would leave basically a dimple or a crater everywhere there had been a bubble. So my crap. So again, not knowing if it's the paint or if it's the Floetrol, I opened up the gray because this was a fresh can. I didn't add anything to this yet. And I got a brush, brand new brush, and I wanted to make sure that everything, that I'm basically eliminating all possible causes, because obviously I don't want to, blame Sherwin-Williams, although that's where it's leading me at this point. By the way, Sherwin-Williams is a great company. From what I can tell, they've always stood by their products. So this is, I'm in no way bashing Sherwin-Williams. I don't want anybody to say, that I am. I'm not. Everybody that makes any product is eventually going to have an issue with their product. And so I wanted to make sure I eliminate me from the calculus here and make sure that it's nothing that I'm actually doing, that it is in fact the product. Because the last thing I want to do is make a video blaming the problem on the product when in fact it could be me. I'm thinking more on the lines that it's a problem with the batch. We called Sherwin-Williams today. Here's where it gets a little frustrating. The person at the store couldn't help us, or just decided they weren't going to help us. They deferred us to the salesperson, which is fine. But we're trying to get this job done. It's a Saturday, and he's nowhere to be found. I even went to the bother of trying the gray on another surface, and you can see these little bubbles and stuff, these little craters that had showed up even on this surface here. That's a clean surface. It was clean. It already has a primer on it. I just wanted to try something other than the doors to kind of see if we got the same effect, and of course we did. And we didn't have this again like with the first batch. The first gallon of the gray and the white went on like a dream. I was extremely impressed. It's with the second batch that we had issues. So if you have any ideas, or if you've ever had this issue occur before with any kind of paint, not just Sherwin-Williams, I'd love to hear your experience. Please leave a comment below if you would. I'm going to do a follow-up video. Hopefully I'll hear back from the salesman sometime today and see what the resolution is going to be. The guy at the store did say it may just as well be the batch that we got, and maybe the whole batch is bad. I'm not exactly sure how this stuff comes into them. If it's in the, I think it comes in the gallon buckets as like a base, and then they add the tint. So maybe the first batch that we got was good, and for whatever reason, either the tint or I have no idea. I'm not a paint chemist. But somewhere along the line, something went wrong, and that's a little frustrating because we've got a company coming in today, and I was hoping to have these, had all these painted with a second coat yesterday and hanging them this morning, but that's not going to happen, and really it's just our kitchen's now a mess still. So anyway, I guess you live and you learn. But anyway, please leave a comment if you've had a similar issue, or if you think you know what the problem is. I would love to know what the issue is. If you're a painter and you've had this problem before, I'd love to hear your experience. Please feel free to share it with me. If you think it's something that I did, I would love to know that too, because if I'm doing something wrong, by God, I want to know what it is so I never make this mistake again. I have painted quite a bit, and I've never had this issue before. This is the first time I've ever had an issue with latex paints. It's the first time I ever had an issue with a Sherwin-Williams product. So again, this is not in any way bashing Sherwin-Williams. I certainly will if they don't come back with a good resolution. But I don't think that that's going to be a problem. I think he'll hear back from the salesperson, and he'll do everything he can in his power to help us out. So I have full confidence in Sherwin-Williams that they will take care of this issue. It just sucks because the timing sucks, and not being able to get the help we need when we needed it kind of sucks. But that's where we are. So you just move on with life, right? I'm going to just continue to make lemonade, I guess, out of paint. I'm not exactly sure how that works, but when I get it down, I'll let you know, and maybe I'll post the recipe. All right, well, listen, I appreciate you taking your time to watch the video. I hope it didn't take too long. Hope it didn't bore you, and if you like this kind of content, I hope to be doing several more projects, some concrete tabletops, a pallet bar with a concrete top finish, as well as a fire pit and some other stuff we've got going on here at the house. And I also tie flies, so that's another thing I like to do, but maybe I'll share some of that with you. But anyway, just go ahead, sub, like, and please leave a comment. If you do anything, I would love to hear a comment from anybody that's had a similar experience. That would be extremely helpful, and I'd greatly appreciate it. Thanks again, and this is Crack Hack at you, and come back. Thanks for watching.